The boy Dub Deuce in the building.
All right, what up, what up, what up? It is that guy Dub, and I'm back with another video. How you guys doing at the end of the day? Shout it, I'm good money. Now today, we got a special guest in the building. We've been playing the run around game. We finally here on the That Guy Dub show. You know, I gotta talk my shit. You said welcome everybody, Miss Eulise Dickerson. What's going on?
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
We all good over here.
Here we go. Get that bowl out of here. All right, y'all ain't gotta be in my business like that. How y'all doing? What up, Doug?
Everybody good. You said it's like, okay, now we're gonna kick this thing off. You said first off, love the hat. I'm a hat person. You said, and speaking of hats, go ahead and pay the bills, get this out the way. If you like this nice hat that I'm wearing, Dream Alive University, make sure you go to dreamaliveuniversity.com. Use promo code ThatGuyDub and get 15% off your order. Also, this little mofo right here, this is Little Dub. He's courtesy of CIA Customs. Holla at Denver Morales on Facebook. Get you one. Bow, bow. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, now, how we going to do this? We're going to start off because I was actually looking on Instagram before we started this. And I guess last night, Charleston White got into a little kerfuffle at a comedy show last night. He was talking stuff to some people in the crowd, and people jumped on stage and they put them paws on him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you said, but the crazy thing is they didn't leave not one mark on this mofo. You said you would think with the level of shit that Charleston White talks, they would have actually gave this man a real beat down, but he wasn't marked up or nothing. Now, you said like this is crazy post Oscar slap. You said, so how do you feel about people getting their feelings and coming on the stage?
Honestly, I never had no violence. I've had more guys trying to holler at me on stage and serenade me in the middle of my set. Like that's the type of heckling I get. But I always say like the biggest myth in comedy is I don't want to go to a show because they're gonna talk about me. No, ma'am. No. I am not banking on you being there for my material to go over. I'm not. So honestly, as long as you don't make yourself a part of the show, we good. But even in that sense, I'm a type of person, whatever, I like, palatable, constructive, criticism or like instruction. So I always make sure that it's palatable. Like I'll put people in their place like in a nice way. Like I don't gotta go at your neck or whatever, nothing like that, whatever, because you ain't come here for that. So that's weird to me. That's just weird. Like for anybody to come at somebody knowing that you're offending somebody and think that, this is social media and I can't actually double tap you on the forehead.
Yeah, this ain't Instagram, my nigga. You can't double tap it. But
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
How long have you been doing comedy?
8 years. It'll be 9 years in June.
Okay, that's what's up. So like, would you consider yourself a veteran at this point?
Nah, because at the end of the day, I don't think time is really a thing. It's like the actual man hours you put into whatever craft. Because like I say, I've been singing since I was a kid, but that doesn't mean like I'm a singer. That's just me.
Okay. I mean, you saying like, I guess I would see it different. You know what I'm saying? Just, I was like, hey, if you develop the skill, you know what I'm saying? Just because my profession is not an electrician, don't mean I don't know how to change a light socket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get both sides of it. Now you said also, like one thing on my platform, and I want to get this out the way early, is we talk about children and social media. Now, if you say it just came out about a week ago, you said because Beyonce just did her a Renaissance a movie premiere. Of course, you said shout out to her because you said a premiere #1 on the box office, so we used to give her props. Now, the stories that are coming out is that you said because there was a lot of vitriol and a lot of ugly comments when it came to Blue Ivy and her dancing. Now, you said like, how would you navigate something like that if your child saw the negative comments that she was getting?
You have to teach your child before they even step into that platform something to say that's just not going to be conducive to the reality of your life. Right. So I remember at a young age, and I think like this is what's missing in a lot of people's lives, old and young. My dad used to always say like what you see on TV is not real life. It's for entertainment purposes, and that's where you leave it at. So, and I never was influenced to do anything I saw on TV, social media, etc. So I feel like you got to be a strong parent and a real effective parent to, have your kid kind of like in a limelight like that. So
And he said that's the one thing that's like funny about saying social media and it's like and stuff in general. It was like, oh my God, you said how you gonna put your 11-year-old daughter against you said classically trained saying dancers and stuff. Like if Beyonce was your mother, wouldn't you want to get on that stage and do something?
I think a lot of times people was worried about the wrong thing, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Like
exactly. Like Trump didn't have his kids in the White House.
You like the thing about it is whatever, like you gotta realize like you worried about somebody else's child when you are directly tied to your nieces, nephews, and your own kids, and you ain't doing what you're supposed to do in their life.
Exactly.
So you kind of gotta redirect that energy and effort. Just saying.
Big fact. Now you saying it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like we deal every day with different people and different type of emotions and things like that. So you just like let's say like somebody's in the crowd and you could tell they're there, but they're not there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, are you one of those type of comics that sit there and you could point out that person and you want to try to use it because like you can sometimes you feel a vibe from a person and you want to try to see if you can get them shoulders bouncing a little bit or to laugh a little bit just to be the spark that maybe change their outlook on their particular day.
No, I don't do that because some people like literally just come to be in that environment and they just want to like soak in just a moment. So to me, your silence or your disengagement isn't offensive to me. Because sometimes like you come to that show probably kept you from down in the bottle of pills. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I'm not gonna, go into something or whatever entitled for a reaction. That's just me.
Okay. Now you said before you go on stage, you could go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Now before you go on stage, what's your usual routine before you go on stage?
Drink.
You said what? So what's the drink of choice?
Patron and Anejo and cranberry, no ice. So I drink to calm my nerves because I got like I'm a big overthinker. So I drink to like quiet my mind, slow down, you know what I'm saying, my pace, you know what I'm saying, because I'm like so excited over it, trying to remember everything, whatever, and trying to make sure I'm on timing and not running over my time. So I drink to slow everything down and stay in the moment and stay present. I look over my jokes, and I honestly like not right before I go on stage, but a little bit before, if I can, go through the room and kind of speak to everybody, see where everybody's doing and, kind of read the room, like what you out for, what you drinking on, like, are you celebrating anything, whatever. That way, before I get on the stand on the stage or whatever, I already know who I'm talking to.
Okay. You said like giving advice to other comics. You said like, say like you did your set, you killed. And then you said a particular colleague of yours goes on after you and they fully bomb. You said, what is that? So what's the conversation going to be like? You said to try to re-uplift your colleague that you said that just bombed.
Oh, you ate a dick. That's what we call it in comedy. You ate a dick when you bomb. But no, I just at the end of the day, you got to see where their head is or whatever. See if they're even receptive to it. Because some people will bomb and still think they did great. You know what I'm saying? So if it's received or if they're in a space to receive it, then I kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like, because most times comics bomb because they don't read the room.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't be that prepared to where you're talking about something maybe on your age level and it's a whole crowd of like 60 and ups. Mm-hmm. Or you talking about something ethnic about your hair and it's a crowd full of white people. They don't understand edges. Like, right. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on how they bond. And then if they care, because some people like honestly just want to go up there for the attention part of it.
Okay. Now you mentioned something pretty interesting, and it kind of ties me into a video I saw yesterday. It was a YouTube channel called The Amazing Lucas, and he was talking about a podcast that he watched, and I guess it was called Bad and Bougie or something like that. But it was a podcast full of African women. And literally, it's like the self-hatred on this podcast where they were literally saying that if I'm going to it's like natural hair is for nothing but picking up your kids and walking around the house. It was like it is unacceptable to wear your natural hair to a swanky event or something like that. You said you should wear a wig, or basically to wear your hair to impress white people. And these were African women saying this, and I just, you like when you sit there and you, yeah. Now when you Now, when you hear something like that, how does that hit you as a Black woman?
Being quite honest, you want the truth?
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck. Because you gotta think about it. We're in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Any and everybody has an audience. Any and everybody has a voice. Doesn't mean that I'm gonna listen to it. Doesn't mean that I'm gonna like take that in. Like when we talk about diets, everybody think about food. No, I diet mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just not a part of my diet.
Right.
Like it's sad that, you know what I'm saying, people feel that way and project that, because a lot of times people fail to realize what you say about me has nothing to do with me and everything about you.
Mm-hmm.
So you just showing me exactly who you are. And that's okay. I need to know that. I'm glad you kept it around it in a roundabout way. But no, I think honestly, people are beautiful in their own right. Like, however you decide to dress up, you know what I'm saying, your out part, because I don't care, you could be the most beautiful woman in the world and be like shit on the inside. We all know a few people like that, whatever. So you so worried about my natural hair or whatever when you got some real work to do on the inside, my guy or my girl. So yeah.
Big facts. Now you said like what are some of your like extracurricular activities outside of comedy? What are certain things that you like to do?
Work. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, I work in dialysis, and I'm a person or whatever who doesn't bat an eye at a 60, 70, 80-hour work week, and still will do 2 to 3 shows along with those hours. So I'm a workaholic. Like right now, I would say work. I got a couple irons in the fire as far as like my creative, you know what I'm saying, outlet. And like I'm working as a producer for a live podcast that circles around fitness, wellness, just overall health. I'm, you know, a part of Heroin Ave. I'm, you know, I don't know if I can say who I am on there, but I'm part of Heroin Ave. I'm also working with a therapist. We have a mental health project going on. I might be modeling soon. I got a comedy special I got to set up and schedule. I got a lot of things going on. But yeah, outside of that, I'm really trying to balance my friends and family right now. So I'm trying to make my rounds. I have not been able to, you know, balance all hats, you know. And I definitely like, and they understand, but at the same time, you still want to put forth the effort and not take understanding and stretch that for 3 to 6 months. You know what I mean? So I've really been working on scheduling like play dates, like adult play dates or whatever. Like I remember me and my one friend, we were scheduling like a monthly brunch, you know, because it's a lot that happens between, you know, those 30, 31 days. And it's enough to talk about to where like we didn't caught up a whole month's time in one brunch. It don't take a lot. It just take you just to execute.
Right. Now you said you just mentioned Heroin Ave. You said now like I just had Keith Silly on a couple of weeks ago. You saying, of course, you said shout out to you said the bro Lex Vegas, who's also a part of that. You said like, what's the feeling that you said gathered? You said being on something that's so big for the city of Cleveland, but also taking that walk with your counterparts.
Yeah, and we not counterparts in this. I mean, we on the same side, you know, but but no, I mean, it's still like I'm still early in the storyline. So me and Rome haven't even been able to actually be on set together. But it's definitely exciting because I've always wanted to act. I've always wanted to be, you know, like that person because I'll be honest with you, I'm actually an outgoing introvert. So I like being on the stage. I like being like, you know, in front of everybody. But on the real, I'm comfortable right here by myself playing Candy Crush in my thoughts, listening to music. I find so much peace in that because like sometimes you could be socially fatigued.
Absolutely. Now you said you don't shy away from a 70, 80-hour work week and then you still fit your shows in. You said like that. You said like now see, I've met you in person. You said at the last year's Unapologetically, you said funny tour. You said and there was the Halloween one. You said, and I was like, you didn't know me from a can of paint. You said, but I guess everybody knew I guess that I'm Dub or whatever. You said you just welcomed me with open arms. You said, hey, how you doing? Blah blah blah. You said, like, how do you sit there and manage a 70, 80-hour work week? You should be able to do your shows and still you should be so you said welcoming and you said all smiles and you said just like a bubbly personality.
It's my therapy. It's my therapy. Because it takes my mind off of everything that I'm dealing with, and it's a relief for somebody else to be able to smile and, you know, feel good in the moment, feel seen, feel heard, feel understood. So I always give what I feel I lack, which is toxic as fuck, but that's just, I'm still working on that.
That's crazy. But you say, like, I'm sure you've dealt with all different types of promoters, especially in the comedy game around the city. You said Cleveland and everything like that. And I just want to ask, what sets our brother Lex Vegas away from other promoters? You said in this game.
The business posture. Like, at the end of the day, it's not personal, it's business, and he handles business the way any person that is putting on an event should. Because a lot of times, you know, comics sometimes will say yes to doing a show on a personal reason and pray that you handle business accordingly. If that makes sense.
But it makes perfect sense.
So it's like, when you handle business and that's one less thing you got to worry about on top of performing, it makes the night enjoyable, and it's a respect to your time, because at the end of the day, like, we can't get that back. So if my time can be appreciated, respected, I could come, you know, give you what you pay for, y'all have a great time, whatever, and then even still, you know, having that consideration for somebody who has a whole other type of like load of responsibilities outside of being a comic. You know, like I said, I work in dialysis. That's an early job. Like, I'm at work at 3:00 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
So when a promoter or somebody who has me on a show and it starts at 8:00 and something like that, whatever, and I got to work the next day, like, I like to be considered like, hey, let's let her go up, you know what I'm saying, first 3 or something like that. Like, I was out in Akron, and I was damn near closing, and I'm like, you do know I have to drive. Like, we started a whole hour and a half after you said I should be here, and I said, okay. But it's all teachable moments. It's all teachable moments. So my thing is, I'll always let you get like one off. I always, you know, get that first pass, whatever, and then I have a conversation of understanding, and then we go from there. I'm a firm believer of you get what you give.
Big facts. Now, he said, I discussed this with you saying Tsunami when I had her on. Shout out to her. He said I had her a couple of weeks ago. Well, actually last week. But we were sitting here. We were talking about, like, being a comic. You were saying, like, when you go to like family functions, is it annoying for you for somebody to come up and be like, "Yo," you saying, "Tell me a joke"?
I don't get that from family and friends.
Really?
I really don't. I get it from strangers, or like when they introduce me, they'll be like, "Yeah, this is my friend Eulise, or this is my cousin Eulise, whatever," and she do comedy, and they're like, "Oh, for real?" I don't really get too many. It'd be like complete strangers that ask me to tell them a joke, and honestly, it'd be mostly men because they be kind of flirting. But my friends and family, like at 8 years in, are just now honestly respecting me as a comic, because the people who are closest to you only know you as who they know you for. They don't know you as this up and coming, you know, comedic rock star, this and this and that, whatever. They just know you as Edie. Like, they won't even say Eulise. They'll say my nickname, Edie. So familiarity kind of reduces credibility in a way.
And it's funny to me because, like, I've been a truck driver for 20 years, and I'm that friend that when you say you go get a U-Haul, I'm the friend that gets called to drive the fucking U-Haul. It's like, dude, it's like, you do realize when I'm in a truck, I get paid to do that shit, right?
Listen, and that's the thing about whatever. That's a labor. This is an entertainment form. So I get asked more medical questions, and I'm like, I'm not a nurse. I'm not a doctor. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I deal with kidney functions. You can still pee. Like, so, I mean, when it's something like that has utility, I get those kind of requests. And you know what I'm saying? Listen, I've been asked to move my best friend's furniture in her house more than I get asked to tell a joke. Because I'm big, I'm tall, I'm strong, I'm this and that, whatever. And I'd be looking at my friend like, bitch, I am not fucking you. I'm sorry. Can we cuss on here?
Hey, talk your shit. You said we can
But
raw and
no,
uncut.
I get more of that. I get more of that than on the comedy side.
Now, you like, with that being said, where's your favorite place to go? Like, let's take out you having to go to work at 3:00 in the morning. You said, like, where's your favorite place to be in a lineup?
Probably like about third or fourth.
Okay.
But my thing is, at this point, be careful if you have me go first. Only because no matter where you put me in a lineup, I show no mercy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna do my damnness. I don't care who you are to make it hard for you to follow me.
Right.
That's just me.
Okay. So it's like you said, it don't matter who it is. You said, so like, let's say Dave Chappelle is going to come in there. You said like you said, do you treat it like somebody, like you said that's on a mainstream level? You said that is going to come behind you, or do you say, or you just size up the room and like everybody's competition? And it's like it doesn't matter who it is.
Honestly, and maybe I'll learn this as I go. I don't care who you are. I'm gonna make it hard for you to follow me. Like I think honestly in the club setting, they say you should kind of like, make it warm for them. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna make it piping hot. Like I'm just saying, like that's just me, because at the end of the day, I don't ever want, like, this may be my first and last opportunity to be in front of some of these people. Mm-hmm. So I'm not gonna risk not making an impact because Dave Chappelle followed me. No, I want them to be like, you know what? I came to see Dave, but I like that girl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just me.
And let's see, there's nothing wrong with that. You said, so like, you said going into 8 years, you said, what is something that you took from day one that you said that you feel yourself that you have mastered in year 8?
Nothing.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie, like that's why I said, like, time is not really a big thing because it's about the hours you put into the craft. Like they say statistically, it takes 10,000 hours to master something. Mm-hmm. I can say in 8 years, I probably got in about 6,000 to 7,000 hours at this craft. Okay. Now, somebody that's been doing it 2-3 years could have really been going away. I'm talking about doing mics every night. This is all they do. They live and breathe this shit, and they will hit that mark way faster than me. My thing is, I'm in my own lane. Like, I literally just did the improv on Thursday, and I've been doing this 8 years. There's people who've been doing this less time than me that have been, asked to go to the improv, asked to do a show, headlining here, traveling there, doing this and that, whatever. And I stopped comparing myself year 5. Okay. I used to get down on myself and compare, like, well, I've been doing this longer, and I'm funnier than this person, or I got this going on, and da. I like the pace at which I'm going. Like, I will say this. If you want to go fast, go by yourself. If you want to go far, go with a crowd. Okay. And as I've been doing this, I have literally, like, gathered so many true fans, some ride or die people that, like, literally rock out with me. You know what I mean? And I also would say, if you want to do this on that type of level, you got to ask for a lot of opportunities. You got to put yourself out there. As a females most time get overlooked because we are not used to approaching. We're used to being approached. Mm-hmm. So because of that, I haven't made the strides that I feel I should make, but I'm okay with it. Because as I'm getting there, I feel like it's my time. The timing is right. Like, I have a sharper tool or whatever, and I'm still growing. I'm still, like, moving from doing hair in the kitchen to owning the shop. You know what I'm saying? Just levels. So It's just things that I feel like I will never feel like I've mastered it until this is what I do full time, and I ain't worried about nothing.
Right. Now, like you said, being around all you guys, you said I've learned different types of, you said about different types of rooms. You said it's like I've heard about, like, I guess, dry rooms, and I've also heard about, you said, just rooms where they want you to be clean. You said,
yeah.
Do you consider the dry room where there's no alcohol, or the clean room? Do you feel like that could be a little more difficult to navigate?
I knew I was good at comedy when I was able to do a pastor's anniversary back in February. Sober, clean, and with no mic. I did 45 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And we were in a gymnasium on top of that with kids running around in the back, and I still had them going.
Nothing wrong with that. Definitely kudos to you on that. Now, you said, like as somebody that's been doing, you said you got about 6,000 or 7,000 hours. You said, like, like, how do you counsel using newer comics that you said that are literally trying to soak up what you've already garnered?
Like I said, it's all about the reception. Because right now, even in life, outside of comedy, but especially with anything creative, it's too much inclusiveness. Nobody wants to offend nobody. Nobody wants to be honest and say, "Hey, you did bad." Like that wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody actually wants to be honest. Everybody wants a pat on the shoulder. Everybody wants likes. Everybody wants the benefits, but not the responsibilities. Like I said, I've been doing this 8 years, and I have mentors who I respect highly that still take me down a peg. Like I could have literally just killed, and they'll tell me that wasn't it. But if you heard the laughs, you saw the response. That wasn't it, because it's a trained ear. It's different. It's just different. You know what I'm saying? Ramen noodles is something to eat or whatever, ramen. But, you know, hibachi kind of slap. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, with the younger people and the people that have been doing, like, you have to record everything and just hear it back. Because sometimes when you're on stage, you miss those reactions, or you miss something that could have been a game changer for you. So just not getting too high on that horse and staying humble and staying open to feedback is like the difference.
Right. Now you said, like, Nick, we're in this space of social media. You like, where you have your Facebooks and you saying your Instagrams and your TikToks and your stuff like that. You said, like, right now, you said, what is your favorite using social media platform to use that garners you some traction?
Honestly, I gotta get better at that. Like Roy Wood told me when he was at Hilarities, it doesn't matter how funny you are. If you don't have a social media presence, you will not get booked over somebody who does. They could be like horrible at it. They will still get booked before you, because it's like work on a venue.
Right.
You know, I'm getting better at trying to gather content, trying to put stuff out there. But I'm not there yet. My favorite platform to use right now is probably Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Only because my Instagram and TikTok are public, my Facebook is not. Because I didn't cleaned up my Instagram and TikTok. I'm not doing that with Facebook because I had that too long. And I feel like that's more so for me to have one part of my life that's kind of personal and like private. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think I put myself out enough on Instagram and TikTok for people to kind of like, you know, get a feel for me there.
Right. You said that when it comes to like TikTok and stuff like that, because I've got a video that I guess would you consider going viral or whatever. You know, like, what? Then again, what's viral now? But you said, like, because it was about the fake video that we found out later, where the girl was recording the baby daddy and he only brought McDonald's for the one child. Coming to find out they only have one child together, but she was like, I have 3 other children. But like I said, it ended up being a fake video. And I recorded a reaction to that video, and you said, I was like, well, y'all know how I feel about it. Fuck them kids. 50,000 views. Crazy. Now, it's like, a lot of these kids out here, they have these viral moments, and a lot of times it has to do with them fighting at school or doing something stupid. It's like, as an adult, with using a more mature mind than a lot of these kids, like, how would you, like, I know you said it was reception, and so it sounds like I'm asking the same question all over again, but now we're changing it to with children. How would you tell that child, okay, now you're starting to get traction, like, because a lot of times it could be overwhelming, and and they don't know how to handle it. How would you tell children to handle using that level of notoriety, or going viral, especially if it's for something stupid? It could be life changing.
It really depends on how they went viral. Because if it was something for like I don't, okay, so I've recently seen this video, and it just, oh my God, it's so cringy. It was a birthday party for little kids. They couldn't have been no older than 7. And maybe, I would say no older than 10. Let me say that. And the father, you could tell what kind of lifestyle, or assume what type of lifestyle he was into, because he was like letting his son hold this money and he had a gun and like they, you know what I'm saying, they playing around with the gun, whatever, doing all type of like, you know, that type of stuff.
Right.
And of course that go viral. Like everybody know the like little viral baby or whatever, that was rapping the one song, whatever, holding a little block like a gun, whatever. Like it's gonna be a lot of negative comments about stuff like that. And even let's say I change the narrative and I have another video to follow that and receiving the honors award or this and that, whatever. Once it's out there, it's out there. So I would just say, like, for any parent, for any child, be careful what you allow the world to see. Because once it's out there, it's out there. And some of those viral moments could have stayed private, teachable moments. And for the sake of attention, you make your child go viral in a negative light. Like, that's the responsibility of the parent, honestly. I would never let, if I had control or had something to do with it, I would never let anybody, like, I love, care about, and cherish, and know them better than this 30 seconds to be made, like, fun of or, like, go viral like that. You know what I mean? So, as far as, like, talking to them about things or whatever, like, I would just say, like, know who you are and stand in your truth. Like, even as a little girl, as a little boy, whatever, know who you are and stand in your truth. And before the world knew you, you had people around the neighborhood, your school, and in your community or whatever that kind of had their nose up at you or whatever. Just handle them accordingly. Like, you gotta have a solid, strong foundation within yourself before you look for everybody else to give you validation. It gotta come from here.
Exactly. You said another thing that's crazy. You said when it comes to these, everybody has these fucking smartphones. You saying I've been seeing a lot of videos here lately. It's like you said, like, motherfuckers are scandalous these days. It's like, because we all knew that you said people cheat. Well, black men don't cheat, but that's neither here nor there. But it's like you're seeing a lot of these videos where you saying where women are with other men and have their man on the phone. It's like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm just getting ready to go to sleep while she's got somebody else's meat in her damn hand. It's like that. Where did we go wrong to make this a thing and be like, oh shit, I'm gonna post this online? Where did we go wrong to get here?
Well, you know, some people post it for reaction. It like I said, it's 2023. Any attention is good attention, whether it's positive or negative. Like, I don't care what nobody say, whatever. When, you know, rapper Meek Mill had made that one bar about, you know, I'm gonna go down with my chopper like Kobe or whatever a couple years back, right after he passed away. Like, any attention is good attention. It doesn't matter if it's like in the right, and like, you got to look at that more than you have to look at what people are doing.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, as far as like people actually living that type of life, I say this. I'm sorry for like the females that's like on that. I'm not, but for the females that's on that, you can't be mad that females are now playing a game, just like niggas, or just like men. I'm sorry, but you can't really be mad that females are now better at the game that y'all put us in, or put females in, and now we playing it better than y'all, or they're playing it better than y'all. I don't be on that. Like, it's sad because, like, for real, you have so many women that really be on some, like, I really want to hold you down, I really want to be with you, I really want, and then once they scar, like, you know, I just said, once you got a good girl going bad, she bad for life. Like, it's really gonna take a lot to get her back in that same mindset because she's endured so much. Like, a lot of women don't talk about all the things they deal with, you know what I'm saying, before they even get to this adult that you see now that has one dude on the phone, another, like, not to mention how life is. Like, inflation is a mug. Like, stuff is costly. Like, I say it all the time on stage, whatever. Do you know the level of audacity a woman has to be single right now? Like, she is easily just be like, here you go. My bills is coming. Like, think about it. So for her to literally be closing her legs and not have her hand out and really be trying to be on the same level and see what we got as far as an exchange and how far this can go, and then it's disrespected. Like, I'm already giving you the grace and the platform to be 100 with me, and you play with me. I always say you do not get to dictate how people react to you. Mm-hmm. I don't care if you just push me over. I can shoot you in your face. Pause. I'm sorry. I can react a whole different level. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get to dictate how people will react to you.
I mean, and that's definitely true. But it's like, do you ever worry about like cancel culture because of that? Because you can't dictate how somebody reacts to you. Because you said we all sit there and we say, oh, you can't say that, you can't say that. You said just like I made a post the other day and I made it on purpose because I'm an asshole and I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? But I made it on purpose. I was like, so wait a minute. You mean to tell me I can say I fucked any kind of bitch, a white bitch, black bitch, but if I say I fucked a Jewish bitch, let's cancel it. You said like disregard the fact that I just called women a bitch, but if I add the word Jewish, now I'm wrong.
Everybody has their moment to spotlight their hurdles with this world. Mm-hmm. Because of how long the spotlight has been on Black people, everybody else is coming out of the woodworks. And it's easier to appease the shorter run than the longer. And that's just my take on it. I don't think nobody should go through the things that, any nationality or ethnicity has gone through and had to deal with and this and that. But if we keep it a buck, if we keep it 100, y'all can't hold a candle to some of the stuff people of color, Black especially, have had to go through. Like, my dad picked cotton. So we're not that far removed from what they think is just so old. Like, summer 67, like, a lot of people are grandparents that had to do, like, and deal with the stuff, you know what I'm saying, back then or whatever. We're not that far removed. And unfortunately, it's like they've almost normalized our struggle to now where there is other people dealing with things, and because it's newer and it's easier to resolve in a way, that is what gets the attention and effort as far as like society.
And you said, quick public service announcement, just so you motherfuckers know, Black people are the epitome of pull yourself up by your bootstraps, motherfucker. Like, boom, there you go. Now, like, when you do your comedies, like, is there any specific subjects you stay away from?
Religion, unless I practice it, abortion, and rape.
Okay.
Those are three things you really can't speak on and try to make it funny, because it's highly triggering situation and a very personal one, especially for females. And most time I have a crowd full of females.
Right. Now, you said it's like, whether you're a liberal or whether you're conservative, you saying like a lot of people, they have their different outlooks on whatever. Now, you said that particular subject, abortion, was just overturned here in Ohio and stuff like that, which I think is a wonderful thing for women. You know what I'm saying? Because I think at the end of the day, it should be your choice. At the end of the day, and me having a dick, only thing I'm really worried about is the pussy that I'm fucking. But at the end of the day, it's her decision at the end of the day. But I want us to have the fucking conversation.
I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I don't think government should be able to tell you what you can do with your body, which is why I don't understand. What I do understand, I'm gonna say I don't understand why just prostitution is illegal. This the only reason it's illegal is because the government can't put taxes on it. That's how I feel about that. Because at the end of the day, hey, you should be able to do what the hell you want with it. You say, hey, you want to sell it, you want to rent it. You say, hey, you want to put it. I mean, you put it on the internet. But if you put it on the internet, then the government can tax it with your income. But so like,
man, listen, prostitution is just not publicized. It ain't that it's illegal. It's just not publicized because dudes be making those transactions on the low for years now and will continue to do so. It just ain't. We just glaze it over with dating,
right?
Because at the end of the day, you already know what's up. With half the females that y'all, you know what I'm saying, pursue and everything like that or whatever. So it's just not publicized. There is still prostitution. A lot of it. A lot of it.
Right. Like, people have their terms and things for everything. Now you say you as a woman, you say, let's say you're going out, you're saying like on a date with a guy, and it's you start what you want is a little higher on the you saying on the price range, and he goes, that's the fucking side of the menu. How do you react to like, how do you react to that?
Where we at? Because we at Subway, nigga. Ain't nothing on the menu that's fuckable, right? No, but I mean, we just gotta be honest with ourselves. If you are not ready to date, say that shit. If you are just lonely and trying to get your dick wet, say that shit. It's plenty of people that you could probably spin the block with that you know, okay, she know how I like it, she did that. Unfortunately, men have a thing of new is better than good, if you know what I'm saying. And like dudes know that you're not really ready to date somebody on that type of level, and they still do it anyway. Because my thing is, if you really ready to date somebody on that level, it doesn't matter where y'all go or what y'all do. This is the intention and the outcome of y'all actually enjoying each other, not a transaction. Because if it's a transaction, my nigga, I'm taking you all the way up top. Nigga, we gonna be at Morton's, Milton's, Roof Chris, like Cooper's Hawk. Shit. I don't even care if you allergic to shellfish, nigga. We at Juicy Crab. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know where to put. Like, we getting flued out, and it ain't gonna be here. Like, my level of, oh, I'm gonna need a passport, and it's gonna be stamped. If we talking about those type of transactions, my dude, I'm not. Nah, I'm be good for the rest of the year type. Like, I ain't gonna have to lift a finger if we talking about that.
Right. Now, last year you said like you said had a bunch of viral moments that was actually touching on. You said what you brought up. It was a couple of videos where dudes would fly women into like Vegas or Miami or LA and stuff like that, and she was like, "I just came here to kick it with you. You're not getting none." And then she gets mad because he put her out. It's like, how does that hit you?
Both of them dumb.
Yeah.
Both the men and women dumb. Because my thing is, I don't care how much money you got. If you find somebody out there with the expectation of doing X, Y, Z or whatever, like that's creepy. Like you got people that you could talk to local. If you on that, like you done ran through that many people that you gotta fly somebody out. Then as a female, why is you trying to get flew out by a stranger anyway? Like that, like I said, it's just dumb. Like it's creepy. It's like, hell no. Like I hope you got enough money to make it back. Like I would never trust somebody like that. Like that's so weird. It's like the lack of getting to know somebody and actually like effectively dating or effectively courting. Like people ain't got time for that. It's 2023. Everybody want everything now. When you can get whatever you want off of Amazon Prime in 2 days, and the Uber can be here in this amount of time, whatever you can DoorDash, this and that, whatever. Everybody wants everything instantly. But that always ain't the best situation or whatever for you. It's just like too many liabilities with that mindset. Right. Dumb.
You saying like somebody like me, or most men with some level of confidence. Most of us, we can get pussy when we can't get food, and it's just crazy because like we'll sit there and you'll hear like Iggy Azalea or a Bad Baby or or Cardi B or all of these are literally making hundreds of millions, using tens of millions of dollars on OnlyFans. That shit does not make any fucking sense to me. You simp ass niggas are sitting there paying to see feet and shit you can see for fucking free on Pornhub, you fucking moron. There's so much comedy in just that particular subject alone. You just like, what do you think about that particular, that particular aspect of this shit we call life?
I got an OnlyFans called Pretty 12s. I ain't active though. But shit. I'm telling you right now, the moment I gotta take them quarters out of my like little change out of the car, little holder, the moment I gotta start going for the quarters, these toes is going on. Yeah, them toes going up. But if you think about it, like for real, like that is the power that women possess. And the fact that most women don't even weaponize that shit should be applauded. Because think about it. There's a lot of people that's into feet. I could be a millionaire right now just off of these 10 toes. Like, you talk about standing on business, literally. Like, but like I said, everything comes with a price. Everything comes with a price because it's people now, whatever, they got OnlyFans to do whatever they got to do to make ends meet. And now all of a sudden their kid is getting bullied at school, or the teachers don't like them, or this and that. Like it's always something. People always gonna find something to say about what you're doing, regardless.
Listen, that's another
Whether it's
slippery
good or
slope.
bad, that's the sad part. Because even when Drake made that song "God's Plan" and he had a video where he gave away like what, 1 million?
Something like that, yeah.
Everybody was like, "Oh, he shouldn't be showboating this and this and that." But then you complain about how people don't do shit. So what do you?
Right.
Like, people can never be happy with even good shit.
I mean, big fan, because like that's one thing I said as a YouTuber that I would never do, because I think it's corny personally. And it's like, because if you do that, you then like, and I don't want to say Drake's right, and I don't want to say that other YouTubers are wrong or whatever. Whatnot. Me personally, I'm not. If I'm gonna do something for somebody, I'm just gonna do something for somebody. I'm not gonna sit there and film it just to garner likes and use to put more money into my pocket. Because like to me, it's an exploitation of somebody that's is in worse straits than you are. I don't think people should necessarily do that for financial gain. You don't need an audience for everything. That's just my own personal opinion. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Only because at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. I need help. I don't care if I'm on camera. I don't care if you do. Help me. It doesn't matter how you do it. For real. That's just me. Like, to think about it, like, if Keith Lee, I think, is a food critic now, on the low, whatever. If he wasn't putting out, you know what I'm saying, the secret shopping and this and that, whatever, giving reviews, half of them people who own restaurants and those small businesses would not be impacted in a positive like he has impacted people in a positive. But even that, people still have something to say about. So it really doesn't matter.
Let's see, like he also caught a lot of backlash because it was almost like people felt like he was turning his back on the Black community by holding Black-owned businesses accountable. Like if the service was bad, and he mentioned that shit. He said now he's getting all kind of using death threats and all kind of. He's like, oh, you're not looking out for the Black folks. How does that
Black
hit?
folks don't look out for Black folks. Kill that shit. I'm sorry. Because I, as a comic, I do comedy in all different venues. I don't like the fact that certain venues don't cater to the business and the revenue I'm giving them. I protect my supporters at all costs. I am so big on that. I've turned down and said no to doing certain shows because of where they're at. And because I'm not going to invite my people out to come spend their money, spend their time, lose sleep, and you ain't even giving them proper customer service. If you don't listen, if you work in the service industry and you don't want to do that shit, you don't have a passion, don't fucking do it. Right. Don't do it. Like, as a dialysis tech or whatever, I have been approached by nurse practitioners, doctors, etc., on my bedside manner. Like, this is something that I'm doing. This is something I actually care about doing, whatever. Like, I'm not here for a check. Unfortunately, a lot of people are. But they are upset with their own personal lives to where they are giving you how they feel in their personal. Like, this is just a die for them or whatever. And unfortunately, you should be a certain type of way with everybody you come across. I ain't asking for the above and beyond. We can keep it here. Like, please and thank you go a long way. Even communicating, hey, like, matter of fact, I went to Taco Bell last night, and I could tell from when I pulled up or whatever, I seen all these cars kind of parked by the door, and nobody was in the drive-thru. I was like, I already know I'm about to get pulled around, right? I already know. So I order my food or whatever, and I go to pay for it or whatever. He was like, how you doing today? This and that, whatever. Great customer service or whatever. And as he handed me my receipt and my card back, it's a coupon that says, let's make it up to you. On your next visit, you get a free taco. Because he already knew I was about to get pulled around. But when you sit up here already knowing that you have a customer coming into an irritated situation, environment, or, issue, and you handle it as if you don't give a fuck and, oh, well, you ain't got to be here. That's what makes a difference. Whether somebody watching you or not. Because you have no idea who I am. I went to one of my cousin's establishments. because I got a family bar. I go to order a drink, and I'm waiting. People that came after me or whatever, they getting whatever. You have no idea who I am and how my experience can affect your business. Like, I will never go to Lounge 228 again. I'll say it right there and there, whatever. Lounge 228 is a bar in Bedford. I will never go there again. I got ignored for almost a half an hour, and I had just got paid. But because I'm in scrubs and I'm off of work, and I don't look like, you know what I'm saying, and she don't know me, and there was no manager. They didn't I will never go back there again. Ever. I don't care if you're celebrating your birthday. I won't be there. I'll sit up there. I'm trying to fix my hat in the camera. Okay, I'll sit up there, whatever, and see you next time, something like that. But I will never go to certain establishments because of my experience. And as I get more known, I ain't gonna say famous because I ain't, more known. What I do and how I move will affect certain business establishments. Period. So if you think my little bitty, 2,000 followers don't, it do. It do. It matters.
You said, I've had that conversation with a lot of people, like you said, especially when it comes to politics. You said they'll talk about let's say LeBron James. You said they were like, well, he shouldn't discuss politics. You said he should just entertain us. You said for his followers. You said. And I sit there and I'm like, yo, dude, I've literally got about almost 3,000 subscribers on YouTube. I've got 5,000 on Facebook. I've got about 3,000 on Instagram, using however many on TikTok and stuff like this. So you said, don't I have a platform? So how come you can't say that shit to me? You said, you said, well, he should just shut up and dribble, and you said not bring politics into the job. Like, dude, we work at the same job. You said they pay us to drive this truck, not to talk about your politics. So what's the difference? And they literally have nothing to say. You said, because when I put it to them like that, they're literally so stupid. It's like, especially the right, they're like, you should be a free thinker, think for yourself. But if you don't agree with what the fuck they're saying, you're a sheep. I'm like,
Some people annoy me. I ain't gonna even lie. They just do. Because at the end of the day, while you talking about how he shouldn't be talking about politics, you probably shouldn't have his name in your mouth.
It was exactly.
And then on top of that, whatever, he shouldn't be talking about politics, but y'all shouldn't be invading his privacy when he off that basketball court. Let's talk about that. Because everybody worried about all the 2000s. What was in Lil Wayne Cup? If I am not on stage, I am not on your clock. Just because I have some type of platform, some type of celebrity, some type of fan base does not make me responsible to be a role model to your kids. I am an adult. I am a comic that talks about a lot of shit. If you, as a parent, fails to protect your kid from me, and now you got to answer some hard questions.
Facts.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how I can't just be a basketball player because y'all always following me in Walmart, this and that and third, whatever. So if I am supposed to be just a basketball player, will respect me when I'm off that court.
I mean, the big facts. Definitely big facts.
But y'all won't sit up there and talk about how I've done this, that, and the third or whatever in a positive light out of being an athlete. I also have a school. I also have this bit. I also have this and this and that. We ain't gonna shine light on the positive, right?
You said, was that Charlemagne the guy said nobody cares about the truth when the lie is more entertaining? It's crazy because you just literally, you said you look at these headlines and you saying it'll sit there and say woman got drug, you said while her car was getting repoed, and you said and that garners you said a lot more clicks than 14-year-old girl graduates high school 3 years early.
And they'll always try to convince you that there's more people in prison of color than people in college. Not true. They'll always try to convince you that there's no such thing as a black billionaire besides people that's in entertainment, this and that. That's plenty. They don't talk about that stuff, whatever. Even I've spoken with people who moved to the States or whatever, and they'll tell you, y'all always see the impoverished side of Africa, but not the up and flourishing cities in Africa. And then they show you places like Times Square, but won't show you East Cleveland.
Right.
So you got to do your own due diligence and go for your personal experiences. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I've always been that type of person or whatever. Like, I've had friends on complete opposite sides of the spectrum. Like, I literally was friends with a valedictorian who didn't talk to nobody, knew Japanese and a couple different languages or whatever. And I also had the person who was most popular. Everybody loved him, whatever. But see me and be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I've always been, I don't know, like a place that where like any and everybody can pretty much, you know what I'm saying, have a personal experience with Eulise.
Mm-hmm. And there's definitely nothing wrong with that. You said it's like one more thing that I wanted to bring up is like is because especially like with white people, when I for whatever reason I don't know, I guess I'm just approachable. It's like every fucking day somebody wants to come up to me and just start talking.
I got
And
some space too.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, and like the same people that sit there and say LeBron should just shut up and dribble, they'll sit there and go, we said, well, like, dude, you said, look, dude, listen, I gotta tell you, you saying, I'm telling you, Michelle Obama's a man. It's like you can look on the internet and you saying you can sit there and you can see Michael Obama's got a dick. I'm like, bruh, I look up a lot of shit on the internet. Dick is not one of them. You saying, is there something you want to tell me, partner?
Oh,
And they can't do nothing but shut up because I'm just like, dude, I don't give. At the end of the day, if that motherfucker is, was, ain't, what, that's Barack problem, not mine. You said like.
And then everything going around with this AI stuff or whatever, I'm telling you right now, they're going to rewrite history books in about another 10 years. Mm-hmm. Because there's nobody who's going to actually say that they were there when it happened to be like, oh, no, this is what really happened. Like, think about it, they're changing movies right now. Mm-hmm. Like, what was it? I Am Legend has a completely different ending than the one that first came out. Mm-hmm. Like, a lot of stuff will be changed. Like, what was it? 2014, Texas had already passed a law to say that slavery didn't exist. They was unpaid interns learning the trade. That was 2014.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Now you said, so, as a black person, how do you feel with them literally trying to erase our history?
We got to get the village back together. Like when we was growing up, you know, we actually sat down at the dinner table, no tablets, no phones, no distress or whatever, had dinner, had conversations or whatever. And that's a lot of times where kids learn their social cues and had the attention from their parents and everything like that, whatever. Like you talk to some of these people who's like 20 and younger, they can't even look you in the face. Eye contact is uncomfortable. Like they've literally made it harder to be a parent, to be an actual like role model to some of these kids or whatever, because you're working all the time. And then you know, want to chase your dreams. You don't want to work yourself to death or whatever. So you're trying to do things, whatever, have a creative outlet, have some type of self, you know, to, you know, some type of, you know, something for yourself or whatever, but it's damn near impossible. So that's why I say it takes a village. It takes a village. Even like, not even with kids, but also with adults too. It takes a village.
Absolutely. Like, with my kids are yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. You said if your friends come over the house, if your friends don't speak to me, they're not coming in my house. You said like if you're sitting down, if I address you, I said, hey, get vertical when you talk to me. You said listen, and it's crazy because like you said like the friends that my children have, you said like their parents are not teaching them that kind of stuff.
They lack structure. Yeah.
He's like, I don't want your friends calling me pops. Call me Mr. Tyrone. You said if you call me bruh, I'm probably gonna punch you in your shit. I'm not your fucking bruh. You just said now.
That's what I said. Like this participation award mentality is crippling society, and they don't like that's a whole nother hour.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, before we get up out of here, I'm gonna say this last thing. It's just like it's funny because one of the jokes I that I use and toss around every now and again is like my children are into the iPhone. And Houston is like my oldest Houston daughter, she's 19. She's like, well, Pops, you saying you got that Android. It's like, oh my God, I can't deal with an Android. Your messages are green and stuff like that. I was like, and I'm like, you're shitting me, right? And she goes, well, Pops, you're not popping if you don't have an iPhone. I was like, I don't give a fuck about that. He's like, well, you can send all kind of crazy emojis and all this stuff. I'm like, dude, I'm fucking 40 years old. What the fuck do I look like sending fucking emojis? Well, you can FaceTime. I don't like talking to you niggas when you're in my face, nigga. You say, the fuck I want to see you on my phone for? You know, it's like it's crazy how these kids are, man.
I've had both.
Mm-hmm.
So I was Android, and then when I went to get my upgrade or whatever, it was like $300 more than the iPhone. So then I went Team iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
I would say having both, the clarity of iPhone, the FaceTime, the emojis, all that, yeah. I don't really get caught up on the bubbles because honestly, iPhone you can use on Wi-Fi. And that's why a lot of people like it because they'll have an iPhone that is not on, but they'll be able to use it on Wi-Fi. So you can iMessage on Wi-Fi. You can you can do stuff even though your phone is off.
Mm-hmm.
Which honestly, I've been in that predicament. So thank you, iPhone. But on Android, like you can't set a snooze. You just gotta set multiple alarms if you want to snooze. You can't set up a timed text message because I used to actually like when we talk whatever. Like for example, you know we gonna follow up or whatever on Tuesday to make sure that Sunday at 12 is cool. In that conversation, I'll literally text you and set a timer for it to be sent out when we're supposed to follow up. That way, it'll remind me once you reply.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just different features. It depends on what you need functionally and, you know, who you are, how you get down, what you need your phone for.
Right. Now, before we get out of here, you said let everybody know where they can find you out there. You said to keep up with everything you got going on and what events you got coming up.
So right there is my Cash App.
Ah.
That cash sign EULISED. But no, my name is Eulise Dickerson. You can follow me on any social media. My IG and TikTok is public. My Facebook is private. Just if you was watching me on Facebook, whatever, you see this, hey, I seen you on That Guy Dubs show, and I want to follow you on Facebook. Okay, all right, cool. And I have today's Sunday, so tomorrow I'll be at Garage Shop.
On Thursday.
This goes out where?
Thursday.
All right, so we're gonna already have ground shopping done, whatever. So Thursday I'll actually be headlining at Parma Pit Stop with Nancy. And then Saturday I'll be at Near West Theater with CJ Star. And so I think that'll be it for the rest of the year because I didn't want to do anything around the holidays at the beginning of the year. Y'all definitely stay tuned. Like I said, I got a lot of irons on the fire. Y'all can find me on IG. And I post, you know what I'm saying, all my upcoming shows, events, etc. on there. And I thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you so much for having me, Dub. I really do appreciate you.
You said not a problem, not a problem. And if you guys like this video, make sure you smash that like button, turn on the bell notification so you don't miss another video. Without further ado, I love you. Lil Dub loves you. Eulise Dickerson loves you. We out of here, man. Peace.
The boy Dub Deuce in the building.